Hello, my name is Daniela Vedes and my student ID number is S333271. Today's topic is child safeguarding, and together with my colleagues we will define the term of child safeguarding. We will give the reasons why child safeguarding is so important, types of harm and abuse, signs and indicators of child abuse, the role of schools and social care organizations, online safeguarding, as well as challenges in child safeguarding, and we will come with a conclusion to the above mentioned paragraphs. Before I begin with the first paragraph, I would like to introduce the thesis statement, which was first introduced by UNICEF in 1989 as follows: the child, by the reason of his physical and mental immaturity, needs special safeguarding and care, including legal protection before or even after his birth. And I would like to continue by defining the term of child safeguarding as a path of protecting susceptible children and young people from abuse and neglect. Child protection is part of safeguarding process which protects children who suffer or who are likely to suffer from significant harm. And I would like to continue with the reasons why child safeguarding is so important. And the first reason is comes to sustain the thesis statement that children are vulnerable and dependent on adults. So children's physical, cognitive, emotional immaturity makes them vulnerable and dependent on adults and institutions for protection, for guidance, and for safeguarding their rights. The second reason is that abuse can have lifelong psychological, physical, and emotional effects. So exposure to abuse during childhood can have, as I said, psychological, behavioral, and physical effects during adulthood. The next reason is early intervention can prevent long-term harm, and here I have a wonderful example to say that children who attend school-based programs in child safeguarding can recognize and avoid abusive situations, can seek for help, can identify and disclose abusive situations to trusted adults. They can understand their body's ownership, and they can learn the skill of saying no to different situations that don't look right to them. The next reason is that safe environments improve children development and learning. So saying that in families, in educational institutions, in community centers where children feel safe, secure, happy, not in hunger, then these children can achieve their best results and they can learn and develop at their pace. So now I would like to continue with types of harm in child abuse. Physical abuse, which is intentional or unintentional physical force that can cause significant harm or injury, for example, hitting, kicking, shaking, or forcing a child to do unusual things. The next type is emotional abuse, which is defined as humiliation, with ignoring or rejecting a child's presence, threatening abandonment, The next type is sexual abuse, where a child is exposed to sexual touches, or is forced to watch sexual videos. And also the next type of hormone abuse is neglect, which is defined by failing to provide adequate food or clothing to the child, ignoring child's emotional needs, as well as not giving necessary medication or medication on time to the child, or leaving a child unsupervised for a prolonged period of time. That was all for me. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Betty and my student ID is S333935. Today's topic, I'm going to discuss more about signs and indicators of child abuse. But before I move further, let me define the word child abuse, because this is the topic I'm going to talk about. So what is child abuse? Child abuse is any form of physical, emotional, sexual mistreatment, or the persistent neglect of a child under the age of 18. And the main key point for this sign and indicators of child has been abused, here are the following. One of it is physical abuse. So what is physical abuse? Physical abuse, these are forces that results into injuries like burn, bruises all over the body, and you will find this all marked in soft tissues or even hard tissues. On soft tissues, you will find on the stomach, here, neck, even at the back. And hard tissues you will find at the maybe ankle, joint. So at this occasion, this will make this child scared. This particular child, will begin putting on heavy clothes or wrong clothes. For example, you will find this particular child putting on a heavy clothes during hot weather, which is unfair. That is how we notice that's why this particular child putting on this kind of clothes at this time, at this moment, is hot. That is how we notice it. Another one is like pinching. We as adults, we remove our hand very quickly on a person. So this child will be scared of that. And another key indicators of child abuse is emotional abuse. So emotional abuse, these are hurting child's feeling, or making this particular child being scared of you as a parent, of this adult, being worthless. And this child, you will find that this particular child, because of this hidden emotional, you have been abusing the child, make this child become as a baby. You will find this particular child going back to bedwetting, sometime finger, sucking the finger. Remember, this child is like 15 years, 14 years, but going back. What he or she has stopped to do it, but again he went back, the same thing. So the meaning the brain is unsettled, it's been disturbed. And then another one, you will find this particular person talking many words, like for example, like this: I know I am stupid, no, people hate me, I am bad, all the time talking what is unnecessary. Then another one is another main strong again is sexual abuse. Let me talk about sexual abuse. I know this is very hard for us to notice with the parents. It's very hard to notice that this child has been abused sexually. But the way you have to notice it in many ways. As if you have a child at home, you will notice the changes or the behaviors of that child, that particular child. The child will change automatically, suddenly. Even the way she speak or he speak to you is different. All the time speaking, all the time the topic is all about sexual words. Or sometimes the child will be playing with doll. In her room, you will find this doll in the room playing with sexual doll, which is unnecessary according to her age or his age. Then another one, remember this child has been doing that, which is unfair. Then another one, you will find is like neglect. Let me talk about neglect. Neglect is when the child has been neglected by the parents, not providing the necessary needs. For example, let me talk about medical issues. You will find this particular child is sick for over a year, a month or a year even, with chronic cough, bad smell, coughing, teeth, untreated. Why? Because the child has not been taken to the doctor. Or you will find this particular child is very dirty, very smelly. You will find the same clothes you found last week, the same clothes this child is putting on. That is the sign of neglect of our children, neglect of our children. I think that is what I have in my mind. Let me forward to my friend. Thank you for watching.
Hello, my name is Betty, student ID S335300. We are a group of 5 and the topic we decided to discuss was on child safeguarding. I will focus on 2 main topics in this video: the role of schools and healthcare organizations, the other, child safeguarding national statistics in the UK. The role of safeguarding is the sole responsibility of schools and health and social care agencies. This is to ensure the children are safe and their well-being is protected at all times. The schools are the first point to identify early signs of abuse, neglect, emotional distress through daily contact with the children. The other issue, therefore, the health professionals and social workers contribute through assessments, report writing, and coordination interventions. However, the main constrictions are limited resources, poor information sharing. That has weakened the safeguarding system. Finally, safeguarding is efficient when agencies collaborate and put the child at the center of the practice. With clear communication and professional development, the system will improve greatly. Now I'll discuss child safeguarding and national statistics in the UK. As of March 2025, the Child Safeguarding National Statistics were as follows. Children in need of 2025 were approximately 400,000 that needed intervention of social services to ensure they were safe and their well-being was taken care of. That is 1 in 30 children that needed social service intervention. The other issue, serious incidents. This was through the period of 2023. We had 399 notifications. Unfortunately, we had 146 children's deaths, that is 37%, serious harm to the children, and they needed serious intervention by social care was 227 children. That is a percentage of 58%. The other issue that was observed, 1 in 6 girls and 1 in 20 boys would have experienced sexual abuse before the age of 16 and who need serious intervention by social care services. Key challenges in the Child Safeguarding National Statistics in the UK. Capacity. High demand for services due to mental health challenges within the family that needed social care intervention. Workforce. Being able to recruit and retain health professionals due to high case loads and long hours at work. Outside home risk. This focuses on harm outside family units such as exploitation of children through adults. Neglect. This remains the most common reason for a child to be on protective plan or on the register for social services. Finally, Child Safeguarding National Statistics from the Office for National Statistics UK play a vital role in identifying risks, guiding policies, and ensure vulnerable children receive protection. Furthermore, this data assists health professionals in decision-making, improving the service and strengthening long-term strategies to keep the children safe at all times in the UK. Thank you for watching my video.
Hello, I'm Adelina Mitro, and today I'm going to talk about online safeguarding. Online safeguarding means protecting children and young people when they are staying on internet. They are staying online on internet. In our days, a lot of people have go online, go to a website, play games. The internet is very useful, is very helpful, but if we use in the right way, if we use the internet for learning something new or communication, to talk with our family, with our friends, but if we don't use in the right way, the internet can be very dangerous. One risk on being online is cyberbullying. Cyberbullying mean when someone is mean and send you bad message or is sending you bad comments on social media. Another risk on internet is talking to strangers, talking to people who you don't know. And some people may pretend to be someone else when they are on internet, and this can be very dangerous. Is also another risk on internet is sharing important information about you, like share your home address, you share your school address, your telephone number. This can put you and other people in very, very dangerous. Never you need to do these things, to share the important things. And the young people need to take their account safely, and they don't need to accept every friend request. If they don't know the people, they don't need to accept every person they don't know. One important role in online safeguarding play and schools and the parents. School need to talk to their students about online safeguarding, and they need to tell to them if they have any problem. They need to talk to the school lead. And the parents have very important role. They need to stay with their children and need to check what app or what website their children are using, and the parents need to talk with their children for the children to staying safely online. And the conclusion is the online safeguarding is very, very important, because the internet is being part of our life. And but if we stay safe, we think before sharing things, important things of our life, posting things who don't need. If we stay safe and we report every problem we have, we can be very safe, and our children can be safe too.
Hello, my name is Andrew Piri. My student ID is S33303. As we have discussed as a group, the topic is child safeguarding. In conclusion, child safeguarding is not just a professional duty, it is a collective responsibility. While systems and policies and laws are in place to protect children, the real challenge lies in how effectively they are applied in everyday situations. Hidden abuse, limited resources, communication gaps, and managing online risk all make safeguarding complex and demanding. However, these challenges should not weaken our commitment. Instead, they highlight the importance of continuous training, strong interagency cooperation, and raising awareness within communities. Safeguarding must remain protective rather than reactive, focusing not only on responding to harm but also on preventing it. Most importantly, every child deserves to feel heard and protected. By working together and staying vigilant, we can strengthen and safeguarding practices and ensure that children well-being remain at the center of all decisions. Protecting children today ultimately shapes as a safer and healthier society for the future.